Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. This is one of those special days when you're driving a special car, and this here is the M440i convertible. I'm going to talk about that roof in a bit, but let's first talk about what's sitting under that beautiful low-slung bonnet. That here is the beauty, the 3-liter straight 6 engine that dishes out 374 HP of power, 500 Newton meters of torque, and blended with the fantastic BMW chassis, it offers you driving experience which is matched by very few cars in the world. Part of the wizardry is of course the chassis, and as you can see here, there are braces here which allow it to have that extra stiffness. And apart from that, this, despite being such a big engine, as you can see, there is no insulation. So that's the kind of belief that BMW has in its engineering. Now the kidney grille here is elongated. You get a full suite of ADAS features. You get adaptive cruise controls, lane departure warning. So it does come equipped with proper ADAS level 2 features. Designs are very subjective, but I do like the way it looks. It is the best in class car in terms of performance, handling, enjoyment, all of those things. There are a few competitors, but this car from behind the steering wheel is the most enjoyable. In terms of looks, I think the CLE Cabriolet is a more timeless machine, but it is the perfect blend of beauty and brutality. The kidney grille here is elongated. You get the M badging here. It also gets the M Sport Aero package, which makes it look more sporty. You can have a look at the DRLs. The headlights are top notch. They are high tech and adaptive. And those wheels, they are 19 inches. Pirelli P0's 225 section, and this car has enough power to shake them off as well. The beauty of this car is that while this is all-wheel drive, it behaves like a rear-wheel drive without letting go of its character. Comes in, tunes in, kicks in only when the rear is sliding, and it's such a beautiful experience. The technology coming to your aid only when it's absolutely necessary. All-wheel drive traction without you having to compromise on the fun factor of the rear-wheel drive. I'll demonstrate to you in a little bit, but let's for now talk about those wheels. 19-inch light alloy wheels, M branding, red calipers to let you know that this is a proper M car, M badging, M aero package, ORVMs. This car comes with a 360-degree camera, and that there, the ground clearance is a bit of an issue, 135 mm, so you really have to be scared of those vicious speed bumps because this car cannot go over them. Now the pièce de résistance in terms of the design of this car are those tail lamps. Those are laser lights. One of the rarest few cars with tail lamps with that technology, and its signature, it's super thin, super well defined, super high definition, and you cannot mistake this car for anything else. One of the most beautiful cars to look at from behind. Comes with this diffuser and those big exhausts. Now since the roof is on, I'll also pop up the boot, and this is the amount of space that you have. Maybe 3 overnighters, a couple of small bags, but you cannot definitely go out for a longish holiday in this car. There's no spare as well, and I'm pretty sure what you're thinking right now, what does this sound like? So without any further ado, let's hear the fantastic sound that this baby makes. Now to get inside, you have this little flap here. You press this and then the seat will go forward as much as possible to enable wide opening for even monsters like me. Get inside, pretty easy, and then you can just pull it gently and the seat will go back to its original position. Now you have twin cup holders. They're quite deep, very usable. Isofix child seat mounts, and this here is also an armrest. You have these small crevices here. Cannot call them proper bottle holders, but they can store some stuff. The good thing is that these cup holders are pretty deep, and even a 500 ml water bottle is going to stay very securely, won't wobble around. There are rear AC vents, although you don't have a third zone. Headrests are adjustable, and the seat belts are M branded. Now as you can see, we have Mayuresh sitting in the front seat. He's 5'11", I am 5'10", and I still have some knee room here. So you actually can use this seat to seat adults for short to medium journeys. It's not that these seats are completely unusable. However, not as comfortable as a proper sedan, but these seats are indeed usable, not just for kids, but for adults like me as well. To get out, just pull this flap again and the seat will make way for you to get out. Getting in and out is surprisingly easy. And now it's time for us to get behind the wheel and enjoy this car the way it's meant to be. Now, as soon as you shut the door, this robotic arm moves forward to make sure that you can access your seat belt, and that's such a nice thing to have. Alright, so that was all about the exterior of the car, and now it's time to check whether this car can actually do 0 to 100 in 4.9 seconds as claimed. And for that, you need to ensure a few things. Turn the AC off, of course, and you go to Sport mode, choose Sport Plus, and then go to Sport Transmission mode. Press the brake pedal all the way down and then mash the accelerator pedal, and then you'll get the launch control icon here, and let's go. And just like that, we are through. And the 0 to 100 timing can be seen on the screen right now, and the sound here is absolutely orgasmic. You can listen to that straight 6 making its beautiful sound, and the great thing is that when you put it in manual, it holds on to the revs. So at almost 7,000 RPM, it's holding on to revs. So in the manual mode with the 8-speed Steptronic, you can hold on to the gears. It doesn't shift to the next gear automatically, especially if you're in the M mode. I'm going to put it in the S mode now. And I am in Sport mode at this point in time, as I showed you. And this part of Samruddhi Expressway is not very nice. It's quite undulating. After about 70 80 odd kilometers, the surface gets a lot better, but it's not very good here. But the great thing is that this car, even at unmentionable speeds, is not feeling unsettling at all. It is taking all of those undulations in its stride. Oh my god, that sound is absolutely insane. It's taking those undulations in its stride beautifully well. And this car, by the way, comes with adaptive damping, so you can select the damping firmness, and if you put it in Eco Pro mode, the damping improves even further, and even on bad roads, it does not feel as firm as a sports car of this pedigree should feel. It actually feels very nice and compliant and comfortable. It's not cushy, of course, it's still very firm, but it's not uncomfortable. And even over mildly undulating surfaces, you not feel like the car is throwing you around. It is quite absorbent. The one thing that you need to be very careful about is that this car's ground clearance is not much at about 135 mm. It's quite low. The wheelbase is long, and if you come across a bad speed breaker, you might even have to just turn back because the ground clearance is quite low. So you have to be very careful, and you have to ensure that the route you're taking is not one with those vicious speed breakers, because that can be a bit of a problem. Now, before we show this baby a set of twisties, let me talk about the tech that goes behind this car. Like I mentioned, it comes equipped with a 3-liter straight 6 engine, makes beautiful sounds, and this Steptronic 8-speed is absolutely fantastic. The sounds that it makes, they're really to die for. Really nice aural experience. The power output, 374 HP, peak torque 500 Newton meters, official 0 to 100 time 4.9 seconds, and the top speed is electronically limited at 250 kilometers per hour. But all of that is not the magic. This car comes with the X drive system. What that means is that it has an all-wheel drive system, which to a lot of people may seem like a buzzkill, especially because this is a BMW which is supposed to be a rear-wheel drive, and that's where the real magic is. Most of the time, the power is sent to the rear wheels. However, the all-wheel drive system comes into play. It kicks in the moment it realizes that the traction is getting lost at the rear wheels, and immediately throws the power to the front wheels, allowing for fantastic traction. And the other thing that does not compromise with the rear wheel drive experience is that it comes with a sport differential. On this Indian version, it comes standard, and what that means is that the sport differential is constantly monitoring the torque at both the wheels, and it propels the outer wheel a little bit more, sending more power and torque to the outer wheel to make it turn tighter, still letting you experience the car like it is still a rear wheel drive system while still offering you fantastic grip. So in essence, even if you're living in conditions where there is snow, this car is very functional. It's not just a rear wheel drive, it's actually an all-wheel drive with fantastic traction. The steering is really something. BMW really knows how to make the steerings come alive. Only day before yesterday I was driving the Skoda Octavia VRS here, and that steering felt really special, but this steering, it just dwarfs everything, especially in the sport mode. The weight that the steering wheel has is just right. It's an adaptive steering, it's progressive, so in a straight line it feels very stable, and while you're cornering it comes alive, doesn't feel twitchy. It's just one of the best steering wheels out there, and that really is the BMW magic. Now the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to take it around a set of twisties and see how different this car feels, especially since my memories with the Octavia VRS are very fresh in my mind. I have driven around these twisties very often in a lot of other cars. A few other things that you probably would be interested in: the fuel efficiency on this car in the Eco Pro mode is actually pretty good. Even within the city, you'd be easily able to get about 8 to 9 kmpl. I'm not kidding. That is the magic of BMW efficient dynamics. So if you put it in Eco Pro mode and if you're driving with a light right foot, it actually can deliver very good fuel efficiency within the city, and on the highway you can get as much as 12 kmpl. So that's one thing. Of course, if you're going to be driving it like this, it's going to drop down to 4 or 5 kmpl also, but it's entirely up to you, and you actually can decide how much fuel efficiency you want out of this car. One of the reasons why this car is able to deliver such fantastic fuel efficiency when you're not in a rush is that it also has a 48 volt electric hybrid system, which not only helps it attain better fuel efficiency, but if you're pushing the pedal, it can also boost the power by about 11 HP, allowing it to go faster. Next, let's hit the twisties. Well, that smile on my face should tell you something. This car is fun. And while it would have been easy for BMW to endow this car with a vice-like grip with its all-wheel drive system, they didn't do that. This is not like the Quattro. This is BMW's X-Drive, which is tuned specifically for the M440i. And while you're driving it, it allows you to slide the car around like that to a fair degree, and you'd be able to feel the car as though it was still a rear wheel drive. And how it works is absolute magic. You can still have a lot of fun with the car, and just when the things start going south, the X-Drive comes into play along with that sport differential to make sure that the car is not understeering, it's not oversteering, holds the line beautifully, and you just have that little bit of a slide to enjoy yourself without putting you in the line of danger. And man, is it fun. It's crazy fun, and that sound just adds to the music, just enhances the fun. Oh my god, you can just have fun with this car all day long. Now apart from that, if you're someone who wants to throw caution to the wind, what you can do is you can press this button here, the traction control button, and then turn DSC off, and then you'd be able to slide this car around with a lot more irresponsibility. Now on public roads you don't want to be doing that, but if you have a safe place where you don't have traffic on the road, you actually can hone your skills sliding the car around, letting it wag its tail, and you should make sure that you are in a safe area while doing that. But point being, you actually can do that if you want. All in all, it's just the right mix of traction and fun. It really is one of the nicest cars to drive around a set of bends. And like I mentioned a couple of days back, I drove the Skoda RS here, the Octavia, and that car was also a lot of fun despite being a front wheel drive. But this thing is a different animal altogether. Of course, you cannot make that car wag its tail with its front wheel drive configuration, although that car also comes with a front limited slip differential, which in effect is similar to what this car has at the rear end. So that car is also a lot of fun, but boy oh boy, you cannot really compare that machine to this one. The sound alone is worth the money, man. And the acceleration, oh my god, it's manic. It's so much fun. You can just slide this thing around knowing that it's not going anywhere. Oh my god, it just turns so beautifully. And even with the traction control on, it does come in to let you know that it's there to protect you, but it's not your mother who's going to stop you from doing whatever you're doing. So, oh my god, what a fantastic experience. And this adaptive steering, it's progressive, it comes alive around bends, and when you're in a straight line, it feels solid as a rock. Boy, oh boy. If you want to buy a car and have fun, buy the M440i, coupe or convertible, your choice. But this car is a hoot to drive. My god, totally impressed. The one thing that I want to tell you, if you're ever going to be driving this car or owning one, is that, like they always say, smooth is fast. It's the same with this car as well. So if you want to be driving it fast around bends and want to have the maximum fun, make sure that your steering inputs are not too abrupt. You do it smoothly, modulate the throttle nicely, and this car is going to reward you with that controlled slide without the traction control coming in and interfering. You'll be able to carry that slide into a corner and you'll have this big fat smile on that face. If you mash the pedal too much or your steering inputs are too tight for that curve, the electronic nanny is going to come in and tell you that, boy, you are doing a bit too much for me to keep you safe. I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you there. So if you're going fast, make sure that you have that finesse to go around bends in a manner where you can just put in a controlled slide without being too abrupt. And that's where this car really rewards you. The BMW M440i is one of the most satisfying cars you will ever drive. Not just is it very fast and fun to drive, but it also is very practical for a two-door convertible. The seats are practical, there's a lot of storage space there, and the rear two seats are also pretty usable. Now, I think that if you're looking for beauty, the CLE convertible is a more beautiful car to look at. It's one of the most beautiful cars I've seen in recent times, especially cabriolets. The S5 convertible is not very relevant to this market at this point in time. However, if you want a car that is meant only for driving with a singular focus on driver engagement and precision, you can also consider the Porsche Boxster, which has a mid-engined, supremely precise drive feel, and I think that car aces this one if you want it only for the driving fun and a faster lap around a track. But as a car that is as fun as it can be practical for being a two-door convertible, this car just tugs hard at your heart. It's a fantastic car, good to look at, fantastic power, beautifully balanced, and it's pretty usable on a day-to-day basis as well, save for that low ground clearance. Here on the screen, you can see all the colors that this car is available in. If you like that video, hit that like button, subscribe to Motoroids, and I'll see you in the next one.